And there we go. We're online.
Great.
Awesome. So we're talking today about marketing happiness at work, which is a really, really important topic because, you know, if you don't have any clients, it doesn't really matter how good your speeches are or how good your workshops are, how good your coaching is. Without clients, you won't get to do it. So you gotta get those clients somehow. And to talk about that, of course, there's a whole module on that in the partner materials. But to talk about it today, I'm joined by Gea and Lucas. So welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
My absolute pleasure. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Okay. Well, hi guys. My name is Gea. Yeah, it sounds like a sore throat or something like that. That's the Dutch sound. I was an international management consultant for 15 years. After that, I became an HR manager for the Dutch Central Bank. And then I started my own company, the Happiness Bureau. And we started that in 2015. And since then, I'm working in the area of happiness at work. So that's it. That's me.
Fantastic.
I'm Lucas. And I have my own company. It's called Swapper. And I advise clients about branding, about marketing, and about customer experience. And I guess in 2018, I will be joining the Happiness Bureau more and more. Because Gea is also my wife, so I'm very proud of. Because there's a lot to do marketing-wise, branding-wise, but also in employee experience and also in research.
Wonderful. So what I love about this is that you guys have actual professional experience in this field. Which of course I don't, and a lot of other partners don't. Let me just, before we get into the actual marketing, can I ask you guys, what is it that drew you to the field of happiness at work? Why are you passionate about this topic?
Well, as an HR manager, I was, looking after that. People got their salaries and they had pensions and they got Christmas packages, but that didn't make them happy.
Funny enough, no.
No, now we know, but back then we didn't, or at least I didn't know that. So I looked into, okay, what can I do? Being an HR manager, what can I do to make people more involved, being more happy at work? And then I looked into the topic of happiness at work, and I became so passionate about it that I quit my job, and that's how it all happened.
That's fantastic. What about you, Lucas? You're sort of on the sidelines so far, but what do you feel about this topic?
I guess the same what Gea, because what you, if you're not into happiness at work, if you're into it or not, it doesn't matter, because if you work, you know that happiness at work is important. What do you want? How do you want to spend your day? Happy or unhappy? What kind of boss do you like to have? What kind of company? What kind of culture do you like to have in your organization? So if you're not into the subject or not, it doesn't matter. Happiness at work is very important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about specific initiatives, some specific things that you guys have done. But before we do that, do you have a philosophy? Is there sort of some guiding principles that guide how you guys think about marketing happiness at work?
I will start with some good question, and I will start with some general remarks about that. And Gea maybe can give some examples how we do it at the Happiness Bureau.
Yeah.
The way I see marketing is a very nice balancing act of the product and services you offer on one hand, and the needs of the customer, your clients, on the other hand. And you want to balance that because you would like to sell the services and products, but they have to fit the needs of the customer. It's always that's a kind of balancing act, because you don't want to sell products that you don't have anything with. It should be something what you're enthusiastic about, but you don't want to sell products there, and you don't want to have products or services that you can't sell. So it's kind of balancing act. So that means that you have to be very you have to think about, what do I stand for as a company? What is it that makes me other than the other companies? What kind of products and services are logic to have in my company? And then you have to see, okay, what kind of customer, what kind of target group fits our products and services. So that's the philosophy, how you balance that. And the strange part about happiness at work marketing is that it's a new category. So it's kind of nice, because you can experiment a lot. But also, there are no ground rules how to do it. And that's the way we did it was with thought about it a lot. Okay, what is it what we want to offer? What is it that feels good for Gea? And let's try out. Let's see how people react, and let's adjust a little bit. It's no problem to adjust your products and services a little bit, but see what how the market responds. Make a good connection with it.
Yeah, and I guess that because it's a new category, that's sort of a two-edged sword, right? On the one hand, it's hard to sell something that's new. Because people are like, happiness at work, what have you been smoking? Especially in the Netherlands.
Yeah, right.
But on the other hand, because it's new, it's different, yes. which will excite some people and also give you a chance to stand out. I guess there's another balance to find there, right?
True.
Yeah, I guess yeah, when we recognize what you say, and one of the decisions we made early on is that we call it what it is. We call it happiness at work, and maybe people see us as tree huggers or we're smoking something. It doesn't matter. We thought it was worthwhile, and it's very important to call it what it is.
Yeah,
it helped us to give focus to our products and services, to give focus to the way we promote ourselves, to give focus if we have a conversation or a workshop or whatever. There was a company also about happiness at work. We even called it service delivery, and I thought that's not what it is. It's not about service delivery. And maybe you can do it to please your clients, but then you're way off what actually you're marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finding that balance between what you can deliver and believe in and what the customer needs, finding that balance between it being new and being exciting and different, I think that's something that sort of, does that describe your overall philosophy?
One part. That's more like an overall philosophy, because if you take a look at marketing, it's always about your products and services and the needs of the customer. It's also about price, it's about promotion, it's about place, it's about people. So if you look at those things, for like promotion-wise, what do we do? Do we advertise a lot on radio and TV? No, because we don't have the budget. And I don't think it's because it's a new category. It would be foolish to spend a lot of money on national advertisement, because the large group isn't interested yet. So we do it step by step. So we use social media, which are free. It's great, and we build promotion-wise. We build our network on LinkedIn and other social media.
Mm-hmm.
But also maybe just because now it sounds like we have a real approach, and we do have. But the way we started, and I mean, you were there, Alex. I was at the conference in Spain in 2015, and I thought, wow, this is so great, this conference. I'd like to have, or I'd like to do this in the Netherlands. Will you be there? And he said, yes. So yeah. I called him, okay, Alex said, yes, so let's do it. So we started by, I mean, it was not that we had a plan, okay, let's start with an event, and then it was like, okay, we had a couple of things, like we want to make happiness at work the rule, and we want to do stuff that makes us happy, and we want to earn money so we can do number 1 and 2. And those 3 guidelines still help us a lot. And yet along the way, we found out, as Lucas describes, okay, what do we offer? What makes us happy? What makes clients happy? How can we make a living, etc. But we started off really by experimenting, because starting with a big event, well, financially, it wasn't the best idea. But it has helped us a lot, because we became the party, and we still are the biggest party organizing an event of that size. So sometimes you just start and you think, okay, let's do this and see what happens.
And I remember that event. That was an awesome event in that old car museum with all those beautiful vintage cars. That was just amazing. And of course, we have this whole other module now on arranging a conference. What did that's basically where you started. What did, from a marketing perspective, what did you guys get out of? And of course, you've done more conferences since then. Yeah. What do you guys get out of the first one and the following conferences?
I guess a lot. And marketing-wise, it was kind of strange, because we just organized it, and of course we had a decision: should we the go no go decision? We said, heck it, we're just going to do it, and not for 1 year. We're going to at least for 3 years. So we made a decision: we're going to do it. And Gea already knew a lot about happiness at work, but she wasn't on stage like you was on that day. But strangely, a lot of emails and phone calls came to Gea afterwards.
Yeah,
hey,
being the organizer.
Yeah, being the organizer, can you help us with organizing, giving us a web shop? Can you help us with workshop? Can you help us with this? Can you help us with that? So there was a lot of spin-off, of course, of the event. It was great.
You got clients out of arranging the conference, even if you didn't personally speak at the conference.
Yeah.
But you could have done that. I remember us talking about it back then, that you should have been more visible as the arranger, you know, maybe welcoming people or giving a speech yourself or something. But even if you didn't, even though you didn't, it still worked.
Yes, exactly. Because the second time I still wasn't on stage. But it's still, you know, it's people know that the Happiness Bureau is organizing this big event, so they assume that we are the center of expertise or we have all the knowledge.
Yeah, and
so they come to us.
And of course they're right.
And of course they're right. And you weren't in the country, so.
To add to that, if we had just the event, maybe it was kind of hard, because we also had from the beginning. We had a website in Dutch, a news site in Dutch and in English about happiness at work.
Yeah.
So we post a lot of articles written by ourselves, written by other people, and so other people could see that we were not only the event organizer, but also having some knowledge and experience about happiness at work.
Yeah, that helps.
So, and I've noticed that on your blog and on LinkedIn, you have there's sort of a continual stream of articles, right?
Yeah, and that is also, because we're talking about marketing, that's very nice, because if you have a website and you publish an article on it, that's great. And hopefully a lot of people see it. But not a lot of people go to your website, at least our website, every day. Mm-hmm. So you need the interaction with social media. So if you post a nice article on your website, and then you promote it using social media. Yes. And that interaction is for us, it works very well.
Yeah, and I've noticed that one of the things partners can do is they can take some of our articles and use, you know, translate or use or you know, put on their own websites. And you've taken a few of ours.
Yep.
Have they gotten a good response?
Yes. They have.
Excellent. That's good. So putting the article on your own website and then promoting it on social media, I think that's a great idea. We do that all the time. What do you find are the best social media channels?
Well, it's LinkedIn by far.
Yeah, that's what I find too.
Yeah. Really. And you know, when we now meet people, say, oh, we see you on LinkedIn all the time, and it's great work. And okay, we've seen you've been in Prague and you've been there, and this article you've written. LinkedIn is by far. I mean, we also post on Facebook and on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not on Instagram, but LinkedIn by far, definitely.
That's also what I find. I find there's very, very limited engagement, very few likes or shares on Twitter and Facebook. Because Twitter, because it's not very popular in Denmark.
Okay.
Facebook, in my opinion, I think Facebook, they're private on Facebook.
Yes.
And they're work related on LinkedIn is the sense I get, which is why the stuff that we share probably does better on LinkedIn.
Well, but what does happen, because we also have a company page on Facebook and our friends network is on there.
Yeah.
So sometimes one of the advices we give, start in your own network. So we've given a number of workshops at the start in our friends network. But we know they work for companies. Oh, why don't you come over and can you do this and can you do that? So from that perspective, Facebook is still a good idea to start.
Yeah. And just talking about LinkedIn, of course, it's a business-oriented network. If you want to promote yourself on LinkedIn, use the regular LinkedIn tips. So you use a picture, you use a nice heading, a nice title. That helps. So we experimented with that, and it does help. And also, it's very funny. Sometimes you have a really good article that's content-wise very good. You get a lot of likes. Sometimes you have just a picture of the two of us being somewhere with the client, and it gets even more likes. So sometimes it's hard to predict what get the more likes, but the combination. If you just focus on articles, can get a little bit boring. But if you combine it with personal things as well, even on LinkedIn, you get more views and likes.
The picture where Helene and myself were signing the book contract, that got the most views ever.
Wow.
So I mean, it's a funny thing. Okay, we posted on there, but it didn't have to do anything with content, etc. But well, people like, you know, every now and then they like the personal news. It's like what you do as well. It's maybe 75% content and then maybe 25%. Okay, I've been here, I've done that, and oh look, we've signed a contract. We're happy about that. People like that. People like to get to. Well, of course they don't know us, but they see you all the time. So then they do like the personal stuff as well.
And some small advice we learned the hard way is that photos and articles from others have copyright. So
oh, yeah.
we've paid a small fine for using a photo which was not ours. We're still using it. So we have you've got a lot of the free photos you can use, or you can buy something. You can subscription, and you can use a lot of other stock photos.
Yeah, be careful about that.
Yeah, be careful about that. Also about articles. If we choose to copy the whole article, we always ask for permission. Yeah. Otherwise, don't do it, or just make a summary.
Yeah, and then link to the original article.
Exactly.
That's what we always do.
And maybe there's one tip for being on LinkedIn. When I started on LinkedIn, I had about 300 followers. When I was at the Dutch Central Bank, I never used it. And now I have 4,000 contacts. And the way we did it, or the way I did it, was every time I posted something and people liked it, then I invited the people saying, oh, great that you liked my article. Shall we link here? And doing that consistently, I've grown in 2 years from 300 followers to 4,000.
That's a great idea. I'm gonna totally steal that idea.
We'll send the bill later. No, that's very good, because the bigger audience you have on LinkedIn, the better it is. Also, because almost all the business we get is from our personal network or via LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yes.
So we talked about the conference. We talked about the content you put online. Oh yeah, you also do videos. I've noticed that you're very good at whenever you're somewhere. So you came to our conference in May in Copenhagen, and you interviewed some of the speakers. You put those videos online on LinkedIn. What's the response on that? What do you find is the best way to use video for how you do it?
That's a little more difficult, because what we see is if we put, you can see the hits on YouTube. Mm-hmm. That's kind of low. It's about 100 views or so. But if you put a video on LinkedIn, you can't see the views on that video. So you can't see the views on your post, but I can't see how it adds to my original YouTube. So I don't exactly know how it's nice content. And what we see is that it also adds to our brand. Oh wow, you've been to Denmark, you've been to the conference of Alexander Kirov. Wow. It's really nice content, because you had a lot of nice people speaking at your conference. So it was great.
And I think it adds to the variation. You know, if you only post articles, it's very nice to have a personal post, have a video, show people that it's not only about you, but it's also about other people who are working in the field and what they can add. I think that's the way it works.
Yeah, and also it's a small advice, because we use a professional camera crew for our events. But in Denmark, we just use the iPhone. That's great, because the iPhone is it's nice video quality. But you don't have to have professional quality stuff to make a video. You just can use your iPhone.
And it looks amazing.
The weather was nice. That helped.
Yeah. It always is for our conference. That's just the way it is. Yeah. Cool. So we talked about the conference, we talked about the content, we talked about LinkedIn, we talked about video. What are some other things you guys do that have given you good results?
I think what we did at the start, or what I did at the start, before doing gigs that I was being paid for, it was just like people in my network, or they said, oh, that's a great topic, can you come and talk to us or give a presentation? And doing it for free. And just I could practice the way I gave these talks and give these presentations, and in a risk-free environment. Mm-hmm. And even now, I got a very big company about 6 months ago, and it was someone from my network can you come and talk? And we have no budget. And I was, oh my God, this multinational. But I thought, okay, she knows she's from my network. I'll go and do it. And now we're doing a big program on happiness at work for one of their departments. So it's just, and I think you do the same. You keep on talking about the topic. You're looking for networks. You're looking for people, and people come to you. And can you speak at this conference? Because most conferences are not, you're not being paid for. But make sure you're out there and practice your own story about happiness at work. It's not about copying someone else's. And you can, I mean, I've learned a lot from the stuff you do, but I've given it my own twist. And now we're also focusing on employee experience. And people, I think, feel that what's genuine, your own, or whether you copy it from someone else.
And next to that, what we do is we seize every opportunity.
Yes.
There was someone who came to Gea and said, "Can I become a partner?" And we hadn't thought about that. And said, "Of course you can." So we developed a partnership program, and people asked, "Okay, do you have a survey about happiness at work?" No, we didn't, but we can create one. So we created a survey. Now we have two surveys, and multinationals are using it already. And of course, when we started it, we said you have to think about what your company stands for. And every time we seize an opportunity, we always reflect: does it fit with our principles? Does it fit with our values? Is it logic that we do this?
Yeah.
But it's also about being out there. If you're just sitting at home, nothing will happen. You have to be out there on LinkedIn or just with clients and talk about that. Listen to what they say, looking for opportunities.
And maybe there is one thing to add, if I may. I learned a lot in the beginning from partnering with experts like yourself. You know, becoming a partner with Woohoo, and I also worked a lot with Onno and
Onno Hamburger, who's another Dutch happiness expert.
Exactly. So looking at working with other experts, and well, the way we did it, and we still do it, like we create opportunities for us to work together. You know, like in Vienna, we try to create opportunities, and like we were in Suriname.
Yeah, we're going there in January 2018, and we were in Suriname and Curacao, which was amazing.
So
Caribbean.
Exactly. So inviting other experts, and if you create already an opportunity, well, they're normally quite open to join you. Like, I mean, like you did, like Onno did, and then you learn a lot from them, and you learn a lot from how things work. So that's also, if that's a possibility, I would strongly advise doing that.
Yeah, because you are an expert, so we learn a lot from you. But also we think about, okay, what then suits us at best.
Yeah.
But if you just copy someone else, you're just a copycat. You can learn from somebody else, also to look and say, hey, what will fit us in the best way.
Yeah.
Got to adapt it to your own style, your own thinking.
Even, what have I done, what I can use. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. There's one thing, so we can talk more about things you've done, but there's one thing I've noticed you're not talking about, which is sort of the traditional sales approach, right? Yeah. You identify a list of 100 potential clients, and then you cold call them. And then you set up meetings, and maybe you get 10 meetings, and then you do the meetings, and maybe you get one sale. Are you guys not doing that, and why not?
I thought it was about marketing, not about sales.
Marketing is about
no, we're not doing that. And luckily, we don't have to. Being out there on LinkedIn, if someone calls and says, "Can you do a workshop?" and we don't have budget, and we do it, and let's create a new workshop and we get paid for. That's the way we do it thus far, and it's for us it works. And yes, you have to put in a lot of effort because you have to be out there, and it's very hard to get an article every day or once a week on LinkedIn and on your website. So you have to got a lot of discipline, but it pays off for us, and that's our sales channel. And also, we don't believe in cold calling, especially because it's a new category. Then we're gonna call a company and say, "Hey, did you hear about happiness at work?" No.
Would you like to buy some happiness?
Yeah. So that's nice about the new category. Just this week, I had a lot of people coming emailing her and calling her. Say, "Hey, I already read your ebook. I already saw the articles on on the website, so they are prepared before they come to us.
Yes.
And that's a good thing about being out there, because they can see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so like the ebooks is also maybe a very good way of, you know, we have 3 of these ebooks on different topics. They can download them for free on our website, and they already know, okay, so that's what they're doing. If they like it, they call us. If they don't like it, that's fine.
But then the customers self-select.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I hardly ever have to explain what happiness at work is or why it's important, and I even get directors calling me. So I'm a director of this company of 600 people, and I understand by now that in order to make my clients happy, my employees need to be happy, but I haven't got a clue on how to do that. I read your ebook. Can you come over and help me? And that happens more and more often.
That's the way we see it in the marketing and promotion. For the first event, we wrote a letter to the Dutch municipalities, the management and the HR department. We had in our table here with the kids, we were putting 800 letters in envelopes. Kids still hate it, and we sent it out.
Child labor.
Exactly, child labor.
It costed about 1,500 euros for the letters and the envelopes and the stamps, etc. Nobody came. So that was maybe the first cold call action that we did.
And that didn't work
at all. What we see is that it goes in stages, in phases. People want to know, okay, what is it, happiness at work? What is it all about? What is it not, and what is it? The second phase is, okay, can you show me organizations who already are working with happiness at work? Can you give me some best practices? And the third phase is, okay, I understand it. I've seen some practices. I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
Do you have the tools? So if you and we got this insight after 2 years. We didn't start with the insight. It's just the way it happened.
Yeah.
But if you know it, you can prepare your future clients with that. Tell them first what it is, and if they're interested, okay, maybe you can show some best practices. And if they've seen that and become enthusiastic, show them the tools.
And also, I feel like the way you're doing this is by sharing a lot of materials. So you're not, holding this close to your chest, saying, "Yeah, here's a sneak peek. No. You have to buy the rest." You're sharing ebooks, articles, videos, doing free presentations, and so on and so on and so on. So which is also the approach that we chose.
That's why we did.
And again, the more you sorry? Yeah.
Learn from the best.
Thank you. So and what I find, and I think you find the same, is that the more you share, the more people come to you, because you've been open, you've been sharing, they've been invited into your world, and the people who like it like you, and they want to buy from you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The same way you do it, we don't talk too much about the happiness bureau. We talk about happiness at work, because that's the subject that's interesting for the client. Just 2 weeks ago, I was with an American representative of an American organization. The first 5 minutes was about how big the organization was, how much money they make, how much employee they had, what the turnover, etc., etc. Boring. That's not how you get clients interested in your subject.
No. Just out of curiosity, from you started this, how long did it take using this approach until you had a financially viable business?
A year.
Yeah, this approach takes time, right?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it takes time, and it's good. Well, we saved money, so I could I quit my job, so I took a year, and I thought, okay, if after a year it's feasible. And if not, I had to look for another job. But after a year, I could live from it. Yeah, it takes quite a while. And
soon you can hire Lucas and pay him.
Well, we have 20 partners now, which also helps to grow the business.
Yeah.
So great.
And also, that is good to add. We chose not to hire people.
No.
So we choose to grow with partners.
Yeah.
It's not good or wrong, but good or bad, but it's a decision we made. We didn't want to supervise other people.
No.
We just want to have a nice group of partners to grow their business and our business as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. So we talked about the letters, and that did not work. Is there something else you tried marketing-wise that just did not work, that you would not do again?
Ooh, a lot.
Yeah. How long do you have? No.
Yeah. For the last event, I thought we try every event. We try promotion-wise something new because we want to learn. And because what I honestly believe is that we should try again the letters to the Dutch municipalities, because it didn't work the first time. Hey, that was 2 years ago. We now have a group on LinkedIn called the Dutch Municipalities for Happiness at Work. Yeah. So it's a growing subject also with the Dutch municipalities. So if it doesn't work the first time, it doesn't mean it doesn't work all the time. But we didn't try it again. But for the second event, there was a nice, how do you call that?
The billboard.
Oh, the billboard. We have
out by the airport.
Yeah, a billboard. It was huge, next to the highway. It was strategical, the best place we could have it. And
so just to make it clear to the people who are listening, you actually it's a computer screen billboard, right? So yeah. you bought time on that billboard, which is on a road near the airport, so everybody driving by would see, your conference announced, the logo, the title of the conference, the date of the conference, and the website. Yeah, beautiful. And I saw it; it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. We were very proud because it was so huge. It
made us happy.
Yeah. But we, of course, we evaluate the event. And 2 people were saying that because of the billboard, they came to the event, and that didn't pay for the cost of the billboard at all.
One year we did bus commercials, so outdoor commercials in Copenhagen on the bus stops. Got nothing.
No, but I don't know how it worked for you for the bus stop, because we made pictures of the billboard.
Yeah,
and the billboard got a lot of attention on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So that worked for us quite well.
Yes.
So what you could have done is not buy the ad and just photoshopped it and put that on LinkedIn.
Would have been much cheaper too. Yeah. From this, we learned that every year we'd like to try out something else, just to see, if it works, or just because we think it's fun to have a billboard.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we will be doing next year, but we will be doing
trying the LinkedIn advertisement.
Oh yeah.
Because LinkedIn is so important to us. I want to see how the advertisement on the LinkedIn will work. What it will do for us. This is an experiment because we can learn from it.
I'll be very interested to hear about the results. I'm thinking about that myself. I know that Monica and Michelle in marketing their conference had good experiences with Facebook ads.
Okay.
Yeah. So LinkedIn ads might work even better.
Yeah.
Any other failures you'd like to celebrate with us?
Well, what I can think of that we also tried to do like a European tour and to have workshops also together, you and me, in different countries. And we find that it's more difficult to set up something in a country where you don't have a network yourself.
Yes.
Because Lucas put in a lot of effort in contacting HR networks, chambers of commerce, companies,
Dutch embassies.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that we got a big project via Sweden, because Lucas had contacted an HR network or a company in Sweden, Dutch embassy, and they sent a mail to a Dutch company here and said, "Oh, you should look at these guys." So we got a big project, but via Sweden. But it was our aim to go all over Europe.
Yeah. January?
Nope, I think I lost you there for a second.
Okay.
I heard everything for up until Sweden.
That's enough.
No, just like we're going to Vienna in January.
Yeah, we are.
We're going there because I have a cousin over there, and my cousin is helping setting it up over there, arranging the location and things like that. Because it's very hard if you want to go to another country and if you don't have any contact at all. We don't have a network over there. How are you going to make people aware that the event is going to happen?
Yeah.
So we learned that from that, but we're still proud of that. We are announced the European tour. And also got a lot of promotion for us.
Yeah. You may remember that we tried to do a conference in India,
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
which also it completely failed. We sold 28 tickets. And you just, it's just, I think you need some kind of local presence or a local partner directly involved in marketing and sales if you wanna, yeah.
Definitely.
That's good. It's good to try things and it's good to fail.
Fail hard.
So, yeah. Any other tips, ideas, things you've done that worked really well, or things that you would maybe do differently, or any learnings you can share?
I guess we started with an event. If you start a new company, what you normally do is you go to the Chamber of Commerce. You say, I want to have my own company. Then you get your own company. You get your website, and then you hope that a lot of people visit your website.
They don't.
They don't.
No, they don't. The bastards.
On LinkedIn and etc. And of course, it will help you. To do something bold, like organizing the biggest event about happiness at work in the Netherlands, help us to get awareness about the Happiness Bureau.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like Gea said, we didn't think it through wow.
Was it the best thing to do?
No, but it helped us, and I think that do something bold, get a lot of attention will help you, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money.
Well,
event did, but you can think of something else.
Yeah, something smaller.
Yeah.
Well, I think what did help, writing articles for magazines. Because we've written in the 2 years 20 plus articles.
Wow.
Because a lot of people are blogging and are writing their own articles on LinkedIn. But I think that people give it more credit when it's published in a magazine. And the way we did that, because it was also, again, looking into our network, are there any people we know who are editors? And they helped us to get us started writing for a number of magazines. And from there on, we got approached by other magazines as well to start writing for them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
Yes.
That also allows you to reuse some of the text and some of the ideas from your blog posts and from your articles and that kind of thing, right?
And a third idea, I guess, is that what Gea also did in the beginning is that sometimes you give a workshop for free or for just a little bit amount of money. And that helps you to establish your name. It also helps to shape your presentation, because the first presentation is definitely different from the 20th one. So if you do it for less money, for free, it also helps you to get more experience with what you want to say. And then you can ask more money because then you know what you want to say.
Definitely.
That's also because it doesn't cost you money, it costs you time and effort, but it doesn't cost you out-of-pocket money.
Exactly.
And maybe one last thing, it's about also renewing yourself continuously, because we started with the event, workshops, presentations, but now we also offer these happiness at work surveys. We have an app we use. We have online happiness at work boosters. So I think people also, well, we like coming up with new stuff, but I think it also works because you show your network that you come up with new ideas based on what clients need and how you can increase happiness at work more and more.
And especially that's because if you, that's true, if you want to have a look at your target group, the people who just want to have a workshop is limited. The people who want to have a workshop and maybe a survey is already bigger. And maybe people just want to have a survey, but don't want to have a workshop. So if you make your products and services bigger, if you innovate them, you can attract a bigger target group.
And maybe one last one.
No, this is gold. This is awesome. Keep them coming.
I started to, I developed a training, how to become a happiness at work expert. And that really has worked. I've done that now 3 times this year and had a lot of people joining that. But they come from companies, and then they invited me, well, quite a few of them, or they became a partner afterwards, which was great. Or they invited me to, okay, oh, you do these surveys. Okay, can you do these surveys at my company? Or so that has helped a lot in growing the business. And also now next year, the training will be a 6-day, 3-day training, and we will deliver that at one of the universities over here. And we're also talking to other universities, talking about it's also delivering 6-day training sessions on happiness at work. So, and because there are more people moving into the area of happiness at work, and there's more companies organizing these happiness at work expert training sessions. But now the Happiness Bureau is the only one who will offer this training at the University of Applied Sciences.
That is cool. That's very cool. So doing all this, what, in your opinion, has been the biggest challenge? Is it that it's a new topic and maybe sounds a little weird to Dutch companies? Is it tight budgets, or what's been the biggest challenge along the way?
I don't know. We probably come up with 5, I guess. To start with one, how we see the growth. Fortunately, we can talk about growth, but just like we said, we don't want to hire people. Okay, then we need a network of partners. How can we take care of it? The partners can deliver the same quality, or should they deliver the same quality or not? Things like that. If we the surveys, we started them. I did it myself. It became bigger in 2-3 weeks. So we went to a friend of mine. He has a professional research bureau. He's going to help us. But of course, how do we? Can he fit in? Does he have to? Does he have contact with the clients, or what does he do? So the growth part is a nice way to talk about our company. It's one of the subjects we talk about.
But at the start, I think it wasn't even so much the happiness at work thing, because only companies talk to us who are already interested in. But it was, how do you make business? How do you make, and I see it with a lot of partners, a lot of starting partners who are in the air, and they really want to be out there. You know, they want to be selling happiness at work from day one. And there, it's like, you know, it's like being out there and make sure that you are continuously out there. I think that's the biggest challenge, because if you do something, you start something, your company, and you start to post on LinkedIn, and you do that for 2, 3, or even 30 times. I mean, even if we would stop posting now and do stuff, then maybe in 6 months' time, or maybe a bit pessimistic. Exactly, I think we would lose momentum. And so it's keeping it up, being there, not once, but almost every day, every week, doing new stuff. I think that's the hardest. I see most other companies who do the same stuff in the area of happiness at work, and partners, they struggle the most with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about discipline and self-discipline, and maybe also liking what you do, because we think it's great doing that.
Yeah.
If you don't like that, then maybe you should find a different way of marketing.
And I think that's maybe the third part to the marketing balance, right? Is your own products, what the customers need, but also the way you enjoy to do marketing.
Exactly.
So
I think
you're not forcing yourself to do it every day.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you will not keep it up. It will not be successful.
So basically what you're saying is that enjoying your own work is a good idea when you work with happiness at work.
Not at all. Not at all. Who knew? Idea, Alex. Come on. Well, no, you're totally right. I mean, you can't be in the business of happiness at work and not enjoy what you do.
No, that would be. I don't see how you could do it.
But also, at the same time, we talk a lot about that. If we got a new product or a new service, you still there?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, okay. And even after doing it for a couple of weeks, you still can get the feeling, I thought it was fun, but I don't like it anymore, or it's too much. It's off balance.
Yeah.
How can we make it balanced again? Can we ask somebody else to do it?
Yeah.
So
outsource or pay someone else to do it. Or
that's a great point. That is such a great point. Yeah. So you're not stuck with tasks that you believe suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's probably some weirdo out there who would actually enjoy doing it.
True. True.
Yeah, that's a good point. Excellent. Final question is, I have it written down here. Oh yeah, so you guys have the benefit of a marketing background. You know this field. But most of our partners, some of our partners actually do have marketing backgrounds, but most of them don't. What would be your advice to them? What's a good, some good resources to look at, some good places to start? What would be your advice for people who don't know anything about marketing, like me, for instance?
The resources I don't know, but otherwise it's going to be a kind of summary of our talk for today. In happiness world, the marketing it's a new category. So just go out and first see what happens. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Second, be out there. It's very important to be on, especially on LinkedIn. See how you can be visible. Connect and grow your network. Connect with other people on LinkedIn, on other media, so you can, if you post a message, other people will see it. And maybe you should also react more on other posts from people. That's then your network grows more.
And join groups.
Yeah, yes. Join groups.
Groups are a great way, because those people are all interested in the topic. So if you find a group that is all about happiness at work, that's a great place to post.
Or start your own group. Like we started a LinkedIn group on employee experience.
Yeah.
We now have over 600 members there.
That's amazing.
That also works.
And of course, we're talking about people who have an organization with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons. Because if you are a multinational, I would give other advice then. I assume that most people are having a small organizations, being by themselves or a couple of people.
Yeah.
And then take a look at your competition. Embrace your competition. It's very important at the start of a new category. Embrace your competition. You're not alone. If you were alone, you wouldn't be successful. So be glad there's competition. Talk to them, learn from them, see what you can do together with them, and find your own path. It's very important. But then it's, I don't like the word authentic, but it is. No, if you find your own path, you are authentic, and people will see that. If you talk about that, people see you on stage, people see you in workshops. Say, "Wow, he or she really truly believes what you're saying." Yeah. That's important.
And I think that is at the core of it. Again, that you're doing this in an authentic way, and you're doing it with happiness. I think it's so important.
Completely true.
And that was basically the starting point for our, when we thought about started about marketing, this was, traditional sales suck. We hate it. If I had to do cold calls, I would be so freaking unhappy. So we had to find a different way to do it. And that's also what you guys have done. And I applaud you for it. And I admire what you guys have created in your company. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's just out of curiosity, we're basically done here. What's next for you guys? What's coming up? What cool things are you working on now?
Well, I guess I thought about the 3 phases. Just tell people, organization, what happiness at work is. Show them best practices. So that it means you have to connect with best practices. That's very fun. If you connect with organizations already embrace happiness at work, wow, it's great to be there. So just pick up the phone and ask those organizations, can I have an interview? Can I do something there? Third, you have to develop tools, because we want to go. We like to go help. We like to help organizations. So it's just not about standing on just giving a workshop. If they say, please help us, then we have the tools to help them. I guess 2018 will be about more helping organizations to get to the next step. They know it. They know it's important. They've seen the best practices. And now we can help them achieving happiness at work themselves.
Yes, so now we're really in the area of happiness at work programs rather than workshops or presentations.
Mm-hmm.
And really, well, that's very exciting, because now we also have to put money where our mouth is.
Oh, no.
Not only talking about happiness at work, but also helping companies in becoming happier workplaces and measuring and seeing where that brings us. So this will be a very exciting year. Doing that apart from all the things we're doing abroad and the education at the universities. But I think for next year, that's really an exciting development. Yeah.
That is so cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing all of your experiences with happiness at work and with how to market this weird topic.
Great topic.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.